Is today the day you make a choice to eat better, sleep better, exercise more? Healthy living isn't some impossible goal. It's a choice you can make right now. And you don't have to go it alone. So maybe it's not when will you make the choice. Rather, when will we?
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're super excited to be here. My name is Joe Carden. I'm the Director of Sales in the East Region here at Shaklee. And it's absolutely a pleasure to be here with you tonight. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a backstory on who Shaklee is, what we've been able to do, and currently what we're executing on right now and where we're going. Shaklee started back in 1956 with an incredibly innovative person named Dr. Shaklee. Dr. Shaklee was the innovator and pioneer of some amazing things in the nutrition industry, like the multivitamin and powdered proteins and things like that. And he really just made a humongous impact in nutrition and how we see nutrition today. There's also some really fun, amazing things that we've been able to do through our Shaklee products. And that's just helping an incredible amount of people throughout the world increase their health and wellness in a major way. But there's also some really fun accomplishments that we're very proud of. And number one is our Olympic affiliate program. We have a lot of Olympians who utilize our Shaklee products in order to get the very best performance, to get the very purest, best product on the market. And in fact, we have one of those Olympians with us today, which is absolutely super exciting. We'll hear from Troy Dumais later on. But we do have 146 Olympic medalists that have gone out there and earned a medal being fueled by Shaklee products. And that's something we're incredibly excited about and grateful for. But outside of that, we also have been on every NASA launch that NASA has done. As you guys know, NASA does a lot of research and they send their astronauts up with the very, very best of everything. And included in that very best are the Shaklee products. So we're also extremely proud of that. But we continue to innovate and do amazing things here at Shaklee with health and wellness. And one of those things is personalized nutrition. We just launched the concept of Meology. Through Meology, you can find what, through your nutrition, your nutrition habits, your age, your gender, your family history, all these different things. We take all of that into consideration and come up with a product offering specifically designed for you to give you the very best results with your health and wellness. And we're super excited about that. So you've heard a little bit about our history in innovating and in shaping what our nutrition industry is today. You've heard of our Olympic program, which is absolutely amazing. You've heard about NASA and Meology, this new customized nutrition program that we have out here today. But outside of all of those things, one of the very best things that we have to offer here at Shaklee is the community and the opportunity to go out there and help other people. We have some of our amazing Shaklee business owners here today. So I'm excited to introduce Francine Rolling. Francine's just an amazing person. She's super inspiring. She's gone out there and helped a lot of people, and she has a wonderful business of her own. So Francine, we'd love for you to just share a little bit about how Shaklee, being a Shaklee distributor and helping others with their health and wellness has shaped your life.
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you, Joe. As Joe said, I'm Francine Rolling, and I live in Central Missouri. I'm a wife, a mom of 3 adult daughters, and In my former life, I was a school social worker and a college instructor in the field of psychology. I was introduced to Shaklee about 20 years ago from a friend who I went to high school with. But at the time, I'd never even heard of Shaklee. I wanted to support her. So she had an event and I bought a product just to be a good friend to her. She called me a few days later to check in and see how I liked it. And she shared with me that she was doing Shaklee as a business. And I have to tell you, I was intrigued. I liked what I did in school social work, but I was working outside of the home. I had two young daughters, and I wasn't with them like I wanted to be. So I thought, well, why don't I do this? And I could have some disposable income. And I trusted my friend. And so I just tucked Shaklee into the nooks and crannies of my life. When I was around my work peers, I talked to them about it. When I heard a need, when I was with my friends, I talked to them about it. And even though I didn't think we had any health problems at the time, they did. And so they were really interested in the products and they became customers. So then life happened and life happened hard. I found out the reason we had no discretionary income was because we had major debt. And that led to a divorce. I found myself being the primary custodian of our two young daughters. I found myself responsible for about $40,000 of consumer debt. At that point in my life, I didn't think I had any choices. I didn't think that I had any resources. It was just all dead ends. But more than anything, I had a lot of fear, lots and lots of fear in my life. But what was positive at that point in my life was that periodically I would continue to get paid from Shaklee because all those people who I had already introduced to Shaklee, I was reimbursed for that. And that always came at just the right time. That made such a big impression on me. And it gave me a glimmer of hope. And it helped me to be less fearful. So let's fast forward to 2015, which is about 15 years after I was first introduced to Shaklee. I got remarried. I was at a really great place in my life. And I had been a social worker about 30 years at that point. I was ready to do something else. My friend Becky, who introduced me to Shaklee, I saw that her business continued to thrive. And so I decided to pursue my Shaklee business again. Here's the cool thing about a Shaklee business. Every single positive interaction I have with a customer or people who aren't customers, just people I meet, it's helped me to gain back a piece of my self-confidence. And this has impacted my entire life, as well as the lives of my children and my family. I mean, if you knew my girls, they're very self-confident and ready to do whatever they want to do in their life. And I feel like they got that from seeing how I was able to go out and be in action. I would not have the opportunities that I've had without this business. It's a gift to be able to build a successful business being me, being authentically me, being the goofy, clumsy, silly, positive person I am. Somehow that all works. And this business has grown. So there's no prototype of a successful Shaklee business owner. You just have to be open to the possibility and just be yourself and put yourself out there. My team knows I love quotes. So I want to leave you today with a Brene Brown quote because I think it describes the key to success. Stay awkward, brave, and kind. So thank you for letting me share with you all.
All right. Fantastic, Francine. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Honestly, it's great to hear how your experience with the business has actually shaped your life. In addition to, focusing on helping others with their health and wellness, just being part of the business has really helped you with yours. So that's beautiful. Thanks for sharing with us today. We appreciate it, Francine. All right. Our next business leader is based out of South Carolina. We have Cindy Williams with us today. She's an amazing person and an amazing business owner. And she's going to share with you a little bit about how being part of this business has shaped her life.
Awesome. Thank you for the opportunity. So I am a mom of a preteen and a teen, a cycle instructor and an entrepreneur at heart. My Shaklee story is very different from Francine's. I was actually raised in a home where health was a priority. also despite financial hardship. So I grew up taking supplements and eating foods that most kids would actually refuse to eat. This was all thanks to my grandmother. She is the reason behind the health and wellness. And lucky for me, she lived down the road. She was a natural health pioneer in our rural farming area in Wisconsin. So I really didn't realize how much she influenced me until I actually became a mother myself and started my Shaklee business. When my oldest son was 2, he was exposed to red dye when he was decorating a gingerbread man. That night, it was crazy. He twitched and fidgeted and flailed all around his bed. It was like one of the longest nights of my life. We had really no clue at the time what triggered it until he ate artificial food coloring again weeks later and also lost his mind once again. So it was then that my husband and I put together and realized that he was super sensitive to dyes and artificial additives. So years later, he was actually diagnosed with mild ADD. But later I found out that ADD kids are actually extra sensitive to food dyes. So really it kind of started clicking and beginning to make a lot of sense for us. So I really began researching and reading food labels and got serious about everything we ate. Watching out for artificial ingredients literally became my obsession. So despite eating cleaner as a 30-something mom, I could really tell that my metabolism and digestion was slowing down. I'm sure none of you can relate to this. And my energy level was also dropping. So I began digging into food elimination and identifying what foods actually served me and which ones did not. I was really getting serious about improving my health and my family's health, but I really felt alone. Nobody in my circle was really into the health thing. Until one day, I actually spotted a mom friend after preschool. She was taking her vitamins. She was like popping them out of this cool packet. And I asked her, I'm like, what is that? And she told me it was her multivitamin, her omega, and her probiotic. And I was so excited because I already took all those supplements, but in a bunch of annoying bottles, if any of you guys can relate. I really wanted that vitamin packet. And I wanted it even more after she told me it was Shaklee. Remember me mentioning my pioneer healthy grandma? Well, she was actually a Shaklee distributor for almost 40 years. So as a kid, I didn't really understand how awesome Shaklee really was. And I actually hadn't heard the name Shaklee for over a decade. So I asked my friend if we could have lunch. And so I could learn more about this Shaklee business or the Shaklee opportunity and Shaklee products and everything. And at the time I was searching actually for better quality vitamins and also plant protein that didn't make me bloat up like a balloon. And I was also looking for toxic cleaners and actually natural skincare that didn't dry my skin out. Shaklee actually had it all, I learned. And what I loved the most at the time was their 100% money back guarantee. So I purchased a business kit because of the discount. I love a good discount. And I began using the products. So I fell in love with the products. They were working so well for me that I began sharing and quickly realized that I could totally cash in on my growing health and wellness passion. I was already a cycle and group fitness instructor, but let's face it, we don't do it for the money. So the products were amazing, but the people and the company were even better. The community I found when joining Shaklee was nothing that I had ever experienced before. I finally felt at home and really part of something impactful. The fire in me was totally ignited to change my life and the lives of others. So I really felt, honestly, guys, that God was pushing me to educate and influence others to live healthier using Shaklee as my vehicle to do it. You know, Shaklee has not only afforded us an unforgettable travel and financial freedom, but also personal growth for me. This is probably the biggest. I'm no longer the tired mom on the playground searching for energy and a like-minded community because I've found it here at Shaklee. I'm challenged every day to level up and become a better version of myself as a wife, a mom, a team leader, and a health influencer. Having a company like Shaklee behind me makes it super easy. Their impressive history, commitment to the environment, which really impressed me when I first got started, decades of research and development, and a commitment to continually innovating gets me super stoked about the future for my family and my team and all the families that we plan to help get healthier and also happier. So I hope you'll consider, joining us as a product user or a business partner, or at the very least, ask us some really good questions. In Dr. Shackley's words, the best way to predict the future is to create it. I am so glad that my grandma decided to create her own future by joining the Shackley family and becoming the best version of herself, because that is exactly what I'm trying to do for me. Thanks, guys, so much.
All right, Cindy Williams, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. So absolutely amazing hearing from both of you business leaders, and what you've been able to do and how you've been able to help people and how it's really shaped your life is so inspiring. So thank you for sharing with us tonight. So our next speaker we're super excited about. Our next speaker is Troy Dumais, and Troy is an amazing athlete. He's a 4-time Olympian. So he's competed at the Olympics 4 separate times, which in and of itself is absolutely awesome. And he's an Olympic bronze medalist in synchronized diving. And Troy is an individual. If you know anything about him, or if you've seen some of his pictures diving, you'll understand that his level of fitness is absolutely through the roof. He's an incredible athlete. So Troy, can you hear us okay? Are you there?
Thank you for having me. Everybody online, I just wanted to say hi, Troy Dumais. Yes, 4-time Olympian, bronze medalist, but let's put it this way, it wasn't an easy route. I competed for 32 years in the sport of springboard and platform diving. I'm from California. I moved to Texas, went to University of Texas. During my college career, I suffered from lymphedema. From all my travels since I was an 11-year-old going to my first international trip, the plane rides basically caught up to me. Every time I traveled, like my ankles, my knees, everything would look like the size of my head. It took about a week, for it to subside, and I just struggled. Okay. And when you have a competition within 2 or 3 days, you just have to, you're dealt with the cards that you have, and you just have to, overpower yourself and mind over matter. Anyway, my Olympic story goes as this. In 1996, I was the runner-up. Okay, I was 16 years old. In 2000, I went to the Olympics. I got 4th. I missed out on, I was in silver spot going into the final round, and ended up 4th. And didn't miss a dive. It's just, we have a subjective sport. In 2004, I went with actually another pure performance athlete, my brother, Justin Dumais. Again, I want to say thank you to Eli Bremer and Bill Roy for the pure performance, getting us involved in this, and basically bringing Shackley into my life for the successes that it brought me. Again, in 2004, Justin and I competed. We went into the final round in 2nd place. We had our best dive. Unfortunate events happened. Again, got 4th. So I'm sitting here going 2000, 2004, 4th place. 2008 comes around. I'm watching everything that I eat. I work out, I train, I do everything to the T, right? I ended up missing a dive in 2008. Okay. Some people thought I was too lean, but again, what the problem was is, as an athlete, you are so afraid to put certain things in your body. We get drug tested every day, basically. Throughout my career, I was drug tested over 2,000 times. Again, that was over 32 years, but do the math, 52, weeks, times 32. I was literally drug tested once a week, and sometimes 2 to 3 times a week, depending on the competition. So I was afraid to bring and put anything in my body. I just wanted to be just natural, just do it, but I couldn't. 2012 came around. And in 2008, again, I missed a dive, like I said, and, 4th again. So 2012 came around. Eli Bremer, he introduced Shackley to me. He promised me, and the Shackley spirit was, you will not test positive. Okay. Again, we don't like athletes don't like putting anything into our bodies that we do not know is natural. In 2012, with Shaklee support, not only was I, more energetic, stronger, leaner. I wasn't too lean. My mental acuity was better. When the whistle blew, I was smiling instead of, basically sitting there wondering like, what's next? Like, what's going on? I was like, I'm enjoying this moment. This is my moment. I ended up with a bronze medal. I have the bronze medal here for everybody to see. Okay. This is what happens, with the great goodness that Shaklee gave me. My mind was in a better place. I wasn't nervous, on the springboard. And don't get me wrong, nerves is a part of sport, but not when it supersedes what you're capable of doing. So it's mind over matter. But I wanted to say thank you to Shaklee. I wanted to say thank you for all the distributors out there, Shaklee Incorporated, the Pure Performance team, for bringing everything like into my eyes and into my body so I could secure what was a lifetime dream of being a part of the medal count and being a part of Team USA, not only once, but 4 times. So thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Troy. That's absolutely an amazing story in terms of, what you've been through and how this has helped you. And, I think the amazing thing about Olympians is you guys absolutely compete at the highest levels in the entire world, obviously. And to hear how that's been able to help you is just totally inspiring. So thank you so much, Troy. We appreciate you being here. And thank you as well again to our Shaklee business owners who've gone out there and shared their story. So I'm just going to close, with this today. There's a quote that I always love to think about sometimes. And that's a quote from Wayne Gretzky. He's one of the greatest hockey players ever to hit the ice. And one of the things he always says that I have to remind myself of always is that you miss every shot you don't take. And there's a lot of opportunities in this life to do something different, to try something new, and to kind of get out of your comfort zone and be bold and take a shot on something. And ultimately, if we never do that, if we let fear overcome us, if we let fear get in the way, then what's going to happen is we limit our potential to achieve our goals. You can't score if you don't take the shot. So one of the things that I'd love to challenge you guys to do today is to take a shot on yourself. Take a shot on yourself to try something new. One of the things I wanted to throw out there is that Shaklee believes so much in what we have to offer that we have a money back guarantee. You could use every last drop or every last particle of product and get to the bottom of it and say, you know what, I don't know if that was for me. I didn't really enjoy it. If you don't feel great after 30 days, you can get your money back. So there's a very low risk opportunity for you guys here to go out there and try something new. And if it isn't for you, you can get your money back because we believe that much in what we have to offer. So I'll just say this today. We have a little cherry on top we're going to provide for those people who want to, try getting involved with us. So if you decide today or between now and Friday at midnight that you'd like to get started with us as either a brand new member or a new distributor, a customer or somebody who's going out there and helping others with their health and wellness, if you get started today with an order of $150 or more, then you're going to qualify for a free Shaklee product. That product is going to be part of our performance line. And that performance, it's called Performance Hydrate Plus. It's an absolutely amazing product. You'll get free in addition to your $150 order. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for jumping in with us. Have a wonderful evening and we'll catch y'all later. Thanks. Bye.